Welcome back. It is Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to everybody. This is DJ Kano, and we're back in Division 2 again. So I finished my seasons, which is not that big of news. There was nothing really at the end of level 100, but level 90, I did get the waveform holster. I have it on my main. I am with my alt right now, and I only now am trying to see if I can do something with the capacitor gun. That's the new AR you get from the summit by just completing 5 challenges. It's actually super easy if you guys want to get this new exotic. Let me show you guys what that looks like really quickly. So it's a super easy gun to get, not difficult at all. You just go to the summit, and it doesn't matter really what difficulty you're on. You just go there and you go ahead and you. Well, I think you pressed up on the D-pad, or just go to your map menu, and then click L1, and it'll just go over to the challenges. So you're gonna have a bunch of challenges that you can accomplish where you can get some XP, which is really good for the seasons right now. If you're trying to just level up your seasons, you get some XP for doing challenges. I think there's an ascent and there's a tactical. So there's two challenges you can load at once. And basically, as long as you just do 5 of the challenges, you'll get this capacitor exotic AR. And the challenges are super simple. It'll be like, X amount of headshots to elites, or it'll be just open 3 crates as you climb through the summit. So it's really simple challenges, and it goes all the way to the end. You have a bunch of challenges you can continue as well. That will just get you more XP, more crates. The summit crates are really cool because they'll give you things for the optimization table, and which is actually what I'm about to go use in a second, because you can see that my capacitor has a double max roll, and it has just the our assault rifle damage is a little bit lower. I wouldn't want to try to recalibrate this, or sorry, reconfigure this rather, because if I reconfigure it, I could just lose my rolls altogether. So the optimization table would allow me to go ahead and try to god roll this. So let's talk about the capacitor first. So this gun, it looks like a submachine gun, but it's actually an assault rifle. It is the exotic version of I think it's called the test subject. So the exotic version of that, and do I have the regular one here too? I'm not sure if I have the regular one. No, I don't. But it's the test subject. I think the regular version is just called the PDR. So the test subject is the named version, which gives you perfectly in sync. And then, of course, again, the capacitor is the exotic version. So that's kind of cool. The talents are pretty simple. It is a skill-based gun, actually. The gun itself, the test subject or the PDR, it's a pretty good AR. I don't mind it at all. Accuracy doesn't seem to be great, but it hits pretty well. It does pretty good damage. But anyway, so capacitance, I believe is how you say that word. So this is the talent for the capacitor gun, and this is shooting enemies will build stacks. So you can get up to 40 stacks as your cap. And every stack you have will be 1.5 skill damage. So basically, just unload a magazine, which is 41, and if you get hits on every shot you make, you'll be getting that max cap. After 5 seconds, the stacks will decay 1 per second. So after 5 seconds, you'll start to just lose some of those stacks. Your skill damage will drop, whatever benefit you get from the gun. But that's not too bad after 5 seconds. So as long as you're continually shooting, basically, right? So the idea is to have you use your weapon and not just rely on your skills. But the other thing too that's cool about it is for every skill tier you have within your build, you're going to get 7.5 weapon damage. So once I read through this pretty thoroughly, it actually matches very nicely with what my Trigger build is accomplishing. So let me go back to that really quickly. And this is my Trigger build. I won't go over it in too much detail because I do have a separate video for this. But basically, I am utilizing the perfect combined arms as a big part of this build. So when you shoot an enemy, you get skill damage, right? And that's a big part. And not to mention, I do have Future Perfect, so I can get an extra skill tier. So it is, in a sense, I get more benefit from actually shooting enemies and using my skills at the same time. So this is meant to be a yellow-red hybrid build, like perfectly across the board. And I already did test it out. It's actually very nice. It does decent damage. You do have to make sure you pay attention to your skills. So far, this still works very nicely with the striker drone and the assault turret. So I do recommend those two skills, but if you experiment with other skills, that's totally fine. Be very careful though. If you're running solo, you are, especially running solo on heroic, you will not have any reviver, hive, or shield to back you up. So you are susceptible to getting destroyed pretty quickly, which I've done a few times. You know, we all die every now and then. So I definitely wiped my most recent mission, which was, it's always sucks, but that is what it is. It's still a fun build to mess with. So anyway, so I have a skill tier, skill tier, skill tier, and a skill tier here. So I have technically four skill tiers. So I'm getting my math is horrible. So at least about 30% damage is what you're going to be getting, right? So you're going to get 30% weapon damage, which is not bad if you're using the capacitor. So you're going to get around that weapon damage while getting skill damage for getting hits with the capacitor. So you definitely want to use this gun if you're trying to run this build that I've put together. And again, you don't have to use perfect combined arms. There's also the regular combined arms as well. So you can use regular combined arms on a different skill based gear piece. So I'm just using counter U here. Wyvern might be a good one too because you'll get skill damage from Wyvern. But anyway, let's take a look at the optimization table. So it's at the calibration station, the recalibration station, and optimization is a new thing here. Okay, so I click on optimization, and basically when you go to all the different things you can optimize, I've only looked at the guns because those are the ones I really want to go and dig into. Let's take a look at some of this. So you're gonna see all this stuff here. So you don't have enough materials. You don't have enough materials, right? Once you do have enough materials, it'll tell you that you do have something that you can go ahead and optimize. So just like this right here, this is perfect. If I wanted to go ahead and max out my tardigrade, I could max out my tardigrade here. Let's see, tip of the spear, these ones aren't too bad. I wouldn't probably waste it on top of this one. I could just go ahead and recalibrate. Um, so let's see what it looks like if I click on the tardigrade. It tells you what I can go ahead and optimize. So I can optimize this because I have everything full up there. And if you look at the bottom, it tells you what's missing for explosive resistance. I don't have a lot of pieces for the bottom, but armor regen I do have it. And if you're not sure what that is, you just click L2, and you're just gonna match up the different icons. Okay, so let's go back. So the first one that I would be missing for explosive resistance, it has a little like chest piece thing. So I'm looking at the chest piece. So this one right here. So I'm missing chest weave. So you get the chest weave by just deconstructing more chest piece stuff. Okay, so I'd have to just keep deconstructing chest piece stuff and I'll be able to get that chest weave. Okay, and then the last one looks like a little clipboard thing. So let's take a look at the clipboard resources. So this little clipboard thing here, it would be shade calibration. So this one, I know I've gotten some from the summit caches. I think you can get them from, it tells you right here. So summit caches, do seasonal rewards and summit challenges. So you can go back to the summit and get some more of that stuff too. Okay, so yeah, this is how you would be able to go ahead and optimize and basically little by little god roll your pieces. So the piece that I want to try to god roll right now would be it's a AR, which is the capacitor. So it tells you I do have one attribute ready for optimization. Okay, so and I can go ahead and optimize it. But look at that. I think I can't max it out though. So if you look at the right side, it shows you assault rifle damage. I can only optimize it by 0.1%. So I'm not. I think that's based on how much resources I have. So I think I'll need more resources. So let's just whatever. Let's just go do it. 1.1%. Okay. So optimize that. So I've increased it from 3.5 to 3.6, and then let's confirm that. Okay, so if I click on it again and say I wanted to max it out, it's telling me right there I need that much more to go ahead and max out my weapon. Okay, so optimization is cool because it allows you to god roll, but it does not make it easy for you at all to go and optimize the things that you want to optimize. So you really have to grind for the things that you need. Okay, so let's look at the resources again. So like this shade calibration stuff. So these are the things that are a little bit harder to come by. The weaves and the alloys, they come from just deconstructing. That's why I have a little bit more here. But I've also been floating back and forth between my alt and my main. So I think my main has a little bit more than my alt. So, but yeah, you can see what has more, right? So 40, 127, 114, 128. So this all just comes from breaking down things that don't need from farming. And I do recommend doing that for your resources. So, all right. So that's just basically how it works. You can kind of just dive in, take a look. Like most people, unless you really, really grind often and you're spending that time making making the farming happen for you and getting those resources, optimization table is not going to help you right off the bat. So it's going to take some time. Okay, so that's how that works. But anyway, yeah, that is the capacitor. Um, Let me just go and run down the hill and see if there's anybody there to shoot. And let's see if I can just put this gun on display, just so we can see how it shoots. I'm not going to spend too much time explaining the build. Like I said, I do have another video about the turret rigger build. It is a rigger four-piece that utilizes the turret and the drone, but I started off with just the turret, so that's why I'm calling it the turret rigger build. And this gun works very nicely with that combined arms, like I said. So if you're into this hybrid weapon skill gameplay with such high damage. You know, you're squishy, so it's not the best for heroic if you're used to being out there in front, not taking a lot of cover and being a little reckless. But any other difficulty, you know, not everybody plays in heroic. You know, any other difficulty, this is just fun to play with because you have all those options. Yeah. All right, so let's get the turret set up here. Okay, so I want to make sure I'm shooting while my skills are targeting. Okay, so already just a few hits, you can see that I've got pretty good meltability. Okay, so move, gotta get out of there. All right, get out of there. So squishy, already took some damage, but you can see as long as I keep twitching my target too. Oh, get out of there, sniper. So as long as I keep tagging them with my gun, the perfect combined arms I believe is every 3 seconds. So you see my my turret and my drone are just doing crazy damage. All I gotta do is keep tagging them with my weapon, and perfect combined arms will give you that extra 30%. Boom, look at that. Completely melted. I don't have to really drill them down with my weapon, just tag them with the weapon, and my skills will do the rest for me. Yep, and every hit I get with the capacitor is making my skills stronger. So that is the first part of the capacitor's talent. Not to mention my capacitor is pretty strong with the skill tiers that I have. So yeah, pretty simple. Just gotta be careful. That's the only downside to the build. But otherwise, you can see the meltability. The damage is insane. My skills are doing way more damage than I normally do. It's like having two teammates with me. So do I want to keep this? Keep it just in case. So two strong teammates doing just as much damage as my weapon, which is really nice. So keep that one too. All right. But yeah, basically that is it. That is the capacitor, the new AR, basically the new exotic AR, the capacitor. So I recommend you go get it. It's really easy to acquire, like I said. So go ahead and get it. Throw together a build that utilizes your skill and weapon damage. I mean, you don't even have to do a complete hybrid build because you're gonna get weapon damage from skills anyway. If you have a pure like six skill tier build, using the capacitor will just get you that extra weapon damage. So at least you'll be able to get some decent weapon damage with the capacitor without having to do anything else. And you can still rely upon your skills. So I may actually try that out. I got lucky in one of my exotic caches and I got a capacitor on my main. And I have my Robotussin build. I might actually try the capacitor with because it's a pure six skill tier with a really high skill damage with not too much weapon damage, and the capacitor may be able to balance me out a little bit. So please check it out. Hope you guys are able to find some use with these builds, and the capacitor. Go get it. Check it out. The next thing I really want to do is integrate the waveform into a little bit better build. I haven't figured that out yet, but once I do, I will get a video out to you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and again, Merry Christmas. I'll catch you guys in the next one.